भगवान श्री योगीराम सूरत कुमार की जय। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, योगीराम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா ராம 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 ராம் 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 யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் ராம 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 ராம் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சுரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராயா ராம 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 ராம் 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 ராம ராம ராய ராம 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 யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராய யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராய ராம 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 யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராய யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராய ராம 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 யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் யோகிராம் சரத்குமார் ஜெய குரு ராய రామ 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 రామ
Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar.
Yogiram Suratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Yogiram Suratkumar Yogiram Suratkumar Yogiram Suratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogiram Suratkumar Yogiram Suratkumar Yogiram Suratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram 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 Rama 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 Ram. Bhagavan Shri Yogiram Suratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogiram Suratkumarat-pranamastu. With our grateful pranams in celebration of His precious grace that has been making it possible for all of us day after day after day to gather here and sing His powerful name. We have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Now, we have been discussing and sharing the stories related to sadhana. Now, Bhagavan's main prescription for all ills of the body and the mind is only the Nama chanting, the ceaseless Nama chanting. And that, of course, we should be doing it. But then, in the sadhana, we have to maintain certain other things as well. For example, you cannot keep on chanting and speak very harshly to people. The tongue that is chanting the divine name cannot speak harshly to people unnecessarily. Sometimes it may be necessary to set things right, but otherwise it becomes aparada, meaning violation. So we have to remember why we do all this. Instead of being very humble and accepting things as they come our way, why should we pick up quarrel, fight out, and speak harshly? We know that, like we discussed yesterday, the fundamental problem with us is the identification with the body, the ego I, and always we operate from that. We shall see one story today which would make it even more clear. Everybody knows the story, it's very common. All the same, it is contextual and we shall go through it. 4 blind people were brought to an elephant and they were told they were going to feel this elephant with their hands. They were very happy. One of them was led to the legs of the elephant. He began to stroke and feel, and then he thought the legs were all, he did not know they were the legs. He thought it was like the trunk of a tree. So for him, the elephant was the trunk of a tree. Now another one came, and he was made to touch the flapping ears, those big flaps as ears for an elephant. And then he thought it was like a leaf, a wide leaf moving in the wind. So he thought, according to him, the elephant was a moving leaf, a wide leaf. Now the third one was brought to touch the body of the elephant. He felt it was very hard, like rock, and to him the elephant was rock. And the fourth one was brought to the backside and made to touch the tail. They call it fly whisk or whatever. Now as soon as he touched it, he felt, oh, this is elephant. So now all the 4 of them had decided what the elephant was. Now, when people asked them separately, the first one said, no, elephant looks like a trunk of a tree. The other one said, no, it is the flapping leaf in the wind. And the third one said, no, it's like a rock. And the fourth one said, no, it's like a snake. He referred to the tail, a flying snake. Now, when all the 4 were gathered in one place, and each one was asked to describe the elephant, this is the way they described. Immediately, as soon as one started to describe, the other 3 objected to it. And similarly, when the second one started, the other 3 objected, saying, no, that is no description of the elephant at all. So each one maintained that what they felt was the only elephant, or the only form of the elephant. Now, how funny it is, when all the four had a little brain and put their opinions together, they would have found a huge rock standing on the trunks, four trunks of a tree, with the flapping leaves and a snake for a hanging from the rock. And then, of course, they might be wrong in their description, but then all put together, they would understand something very near the elephant, the shape, the form of the elephant. But unfortunately, each one maintained that their opinion was the right one. This is exactly what we are all doing in life. Our very little knowledge, very little experience of life, whatever we guess, whatever we draw from the logic that we know, which is very little, we form an opinion and then we stamp our foot and say, oh, this is it. This is my opinion, this is right. What I am saying is the right one. Everyone else is wrong. And that is why there is a lot of quarrel between brother and brother, sister and sister, brother and sister, husband and wife, father and son, and whatnot. So many families come here with their problems. Mostly it's only this, the difference of opinion, and each one maintaining that they were right. Only they were right. A husband and wife, they loved each other so much that it ended up in marriage. And they were very happy together that they had found their love. And they were just taking a walk through a forest. Now halfway they heard the cry of a bird. They were not sure it was a bird, but they heard something like it. Or say, let's say, the cry of an animal. Immediately the wife said, it sounds like a hen. The husband said, no, it's like a duck. She said, no, it is definitely a hen. How can you say it's a duck? The husband said, no, you don't understand. How can you say that this is hen? It is surely duck. It's back. So now, what started as an expression of opinion began to gather momentum. And then each one began to say it, put forth their point very strongly. And soon it ended up in a quarrel. And then the husband started to say, I never thought you were such a stupid woman. And the wife, of course, said something very bad, equally bad or perhaps more. We wouldn't go into all that, the names they called each other. But suddenly, one of them, maybe it was husband or it could be the wife. If I say a husband, then people would think the husband, there are already many jokes. And if I say wife, again, there would be people objecting. So the thing is, one of them suddenly realized, what is it? What are we doing? We love each other so much, and for this love, we married, and we are living very happily. Now something so silly as a duck or a hen should come between the two of us and cause the separation. And immediately the husband said, No, no, I think you were right. It must be the hen. And the woman, the wife, thought the same. Said, no, no, I'm very sure you are right. It must be a duck. So the minute they realized that they were being very silly about this, stupid, but there is no necessity at all for it, and then they began to give in to each other. Then they found their love once again. And it was all peace. It did not matter anymore whether it was a duck or a hen. As long as they would not let it come between the two of them. So this is exactly what goes on in the world. So let us remember that sometimes we have to give in. There is what we call the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the others can be right, the others are right. Maybe I should check once again if I am right. And one doesn't have to be very vehement about it. When one tries to establish one's point. So once we start realizing how silly things could get, how stupid can we get, there would be compromise, there would be a lot more understanding and giving in to each other. This we have to remember, this is very important for a sadhak. You don't have to pick up any argument at all with anybody. It doesn't matter. Everything is Maya. What does it matter whether it's a duck or a hen? Both are equally Maya. We are here to mind our business, and our business is to remember God, to remember His name, and to be in satsang. Otherwise, it would become kutsang, meaning bad company. So it's completely in our hands. So let us never try to establish what we think is right, even if it is right. There is no need to stamp your foot and say, this is it. We shall now offer our today's prayer. Now why I mention this point? Because Bhagavan would often say that there is so much in giving in to other people. For one thing, instead of arguing about anything unnecessary, you could chant several names during the time. Otherwise, you are wasting it. The other is, all this is only trouble. We are here to keep up our peace. Instead of going into pieces over an argument. So let us remember this. When you chant the name, you are chanting the name of God. God who is perfect, who is peace embodied, who is Ananda embodied. So why go into quarrel or harshness about anything to anybody? In fact, Bhagavan always said, when someone gives you an abuse, try to send a blessing. Give a blessing for an abuse. And that is a sadhak, a true sadhak. So we shall now offer our today's prayer. Bhagavan, we beg and beg 1,000,000 times for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to this world in all aspects of life. Only you can do it. You are all-pervasive, all-knowing, and all-powerful, almighty. Please bring in peace, harmony, order, and growing friendship and brotherhood, more understanding and mutual help among people, countries. And of course, we beg you to keep those new diseases that attack the societies now under control. And again, the furies of nature, flash flood, forest fire, earthquake, and whatnot. Only you can have control over them. We beg you, Bhagwan, to make this a place worth living in. We also beg you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind which are responsible for today's violent world. There is already a war going on with all its evil consequences. Bhagwan, we beg you to reach out to those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world for some reason or the other, unable to get help or protection. They may belong to any country, they may speak any language, their religion may be different. Whatever it is, they deserve help and protection, and we beg you to do the needful. We also beg you, Bhagwan, to help and protect all those unselfish people who have been working hard for the sake of the others, from unhealthy remarks from people which put blocks their constructive enthusiasm. Please protect them from aspersion. We also beg you to promote the economy of the country and its growth in varied fields of activity to reach their heights, so that one day India would become Vishwaguru to conduct the whole world in the path of Dharma. We also pray to you in all sincerity and earnestness for ceaseless chanting of your powerful name, for the unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings, so that we could imbibe as much as we can and express them in our activities. We also beg you to bless us to be sattvic instruments in your hands, so that we would spend our life remembering your name, remembering all the goodness in the world, remembering the blessings we have already received in life, and being grateful to you. And Bhagwan, please bless us to run our everyday life as an offering to you, and that we should not be caught by the temptations of Maya. We very badly need your blessings because Maya seems to be more powerful than God sometimes. We also seek that ultimate peace and bliss, which is our true nature, as the great ones say, and which is also our birthright. But then, we, as we are afflicted with fear, sorrow, anger, jealousy, enmity, and desire after desire after desire, need to be purified. We take refuge in your powerful name and ceaseless chanting of it, and also joyful service. It should be joyful. Any service, even whether it is little service or more service, it hardly matters. It should be joyful in the spirit of surrender to the Guru or God, and one should avoid unhealthy competitions and jealousy. We should also practice acceptance of whatever life brings to us, because whatever life brings to us is only coming from God. Bhagwan used to say that God is perfect, so his leelas are perfect. Whatever happens is necessary, and whatever happens is grace. Necessary for what? For our spiritual growth, for our closer kinship with God. As we get more and more purified, we would be able to detect the living, vibrant presence of God everywhere and in everything. And Bhagavan, please enable us to know, to feel that it is your sankalpa, your will that is behind all the happenings of life. And more importantly, to detect that hidden grace even in the most devastating experiences of life. In truth, we invite troubles. They are the troubles of our own making, because they are because of our past karmas. Whatever you give to the world will come back to you one day, and not necessarily in this birth. It may come back in the next birth. If you have only love to give to people, then love will come back to you. If you have only irritation to show, you can be very sure it's going to come and attack you in your most vulnerable moments. But then we resent God, saying that He has let us down, and we begin to blame others for our own failures because of our weakness. Yet, very loving and generous, Bhagavan would have us in His fold and convert all our adversities into blessings. Bhagavan, please bless us to be grateful to you all the time, even for the adversities of life. We seek your blessings for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of misery they are, to be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, for which we need to be free from the I and mine, from the tyranny of ego. Bhagavan, please bless us with the immortal life, with eternal living and eternal serving to you, that eternal supreme entity. Jai Yogi Ram Sarvama.